Are you telling me we could have had this logo for the Super Mario Brothers movie instead, complete with a mustache and everything? Yeah, pretty wild, right? Hey everyone, Andre here, and we're going to be taking a look at some unused logos for the Super Mario Brothers movie. And I want to give a huge shout out to Minions Fanboy over on Twitter for bringing this to our attention. Now apparently these have been out there for a little while now, but I totally missed them. And if I missed them as a huge fanboy of the movie, then I think a lot of people probably missed them. So we'll take a closer look at these logos, and they come to us by way of Mike Berry's portfolio, who led the creation of the logo and the visual identity for the Super Mario Brothers movie, which he says was a year-long project involving close collaboration with stakeholders at Nintendo, Universal, and Illumination. So that must have been difficult threading that needle. In addition, the goal was to honor Nintendo's iconic visual language while introducing a fresh, distinct look. And I have to say, based on what I'm seeing here, they totally nailed it. So first off, we of course have the current logo, which I'm sure we're all familiar with. They will also have flat versions of it. I don't know if I've ever actually seen the flat version, or the colored flat version of it. That's kind of cool looking. But the part that really matters, of course, is the template, or the unused logos that they came with, that they ended up not using. And some of them are pretty wild, of which I've already shown you one of them. So let me go ahead and shrink myself here. That way we can get a better look at the logos. There we go, much better. So let's go ahead and start off by taking a closer look at some of these logos, and I want to start off with the ones that most capture that iconic Mario logo feel, at least in my opinion, even though there's a bunch of them that do here. But in particular, the one in the bottom row caught my eye, because it looks like it's based on the original Super Mario Brothers logo, and that's been reused in the new Super Mario Brothers games. It even appears in the movie itself, as it's the font type they use for the Super Mario Brothers plumbing logo, the actual plumbing company, which is a fun touch. So yeah, I just like the classic feel of it. But similarly, this one over here is straight up basically the logo used for Super Mario Brothers 2, at least in the US. So take a look at that there. Yeah, pretty similar, isn't it? So let's go and go back to my logo page. Now, beyond that, though, I want to highlight some of the other really fun logos. Starting off with maybe not the most fun, but this one's got like a superstar right in the middle, which of course is kind of the main MacGuffin of the movie, so it's fun that they had experimented with including that. Beyond that, though, this one has warp pipes used for the movie, and I kind of dig it. I kind of love that one a lot. I don't know, I just like the idea of bringing in the warp pipes to kind of like separate the movie from the rest, and it's pretty neat. There's also an even cooler use of warp pipes, in my opinion, being this one, which surrounds the corners with that warp pipe imagery, and I really like that even more. And I like how it connects to the movie, you know, so it's like the warp pipe, or sorry, the movie went through the warp pipe itself, which is, again, a really fun touch. Speaking of the movie a lot, I want to go back to that mustache one real quick, because instead of the movie, it says the film. I just can't get over that mustache. That's kind of amazing, right? But then I also like this one over here, which also has a superstar in its logo, in the O, which is fun. And then speaking of which, just down below it, we have Mario jumping in this one. And I kind of like this one a lot, actually. Again, I think it's probably best I didn't use it, but I think it adds a fun touch to which otherwise just words, right? And that is actually what they ended up using, is just words in the logo, which I think is fine, and it works. It's instantly iconic, especially if we scroll back up to it. I mean, like, that does really stand out. So yeah, there you have it, everyone. That's a look at all the unused logos from the movie, at least that have been put out there so far. Which one's your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. I think there are a lot of fun ones here, but ultimately I think they went with not a bad one, because I do think, again, that one is pretty iconic, even if it's not maybe the most imaginative. In any case, everyone, there you go. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments below again what your favorite is, and we'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.